Today, I'm reconstructing all my PBs, whether it is 3x3 two-handed, one-handed, or pyraminx, and 2x2. Oops. The main reason I started keeping all the reconstruction of my PBs is because I got my first sub 10 single on the 9th of April this year. So here is the scramble. So I wasn't even good at cross plus one back then, but I noticed something about this scramble. This back edge is solved. And all my moves used to make the cross, which is R prime, to make these two going together, then D, F2, and set up this one, R prime, does not influence this back piece right here. As you can see, it's still there. So what I did is I tried to find the corner, which is right here, and try to predict where it is going to go. So what I did, something like this, to make the cross first. Then I predicted the corner is gonna be here. So I did D prime, trying to do a keyhole here, and then U prime, R prime, U, R, insert, and D back. Then, thanks to J prime, I know how to solve this facing this angle. So I did U, and RF setup, and now you have this case, which is edge in slot not flipped and corner like this. So you solve it like that and join this block and F prime back. Then we had a free pair right here, so you just do U, then rotate, insert. Now I went into doing EO, which is orienting all the edges. So for this specific F2L case, what you do is you make these two pieces join, then insert the one misoriented edge into here like that, then finish off. But then look what I have here. Last layer skip. This is a crazy scramble for me because it allowed me to get a sub 10 single when I was averaging 16. The solution only have 28 moves, but I wasn't really good at turning because I had a really trash cube. So I finished off the solve with a 9.85 at a TPS of 2.84. 2.84 TPS is extremely low, as you'll see. Next up, we have my first OH sub 20 single, which I got at the end of April. It is in the middle of a 28 hours, so it was really crazy, and the scramble is right here. So looking at the scramble, immediately it's really crazy. These two cross pieces are solved together, and the corner is attached to the cross edge. Then this edge is solved. So the most natural thought here is that we're going to preserve this corner and preserve this edge. So when we finally inserted this corner and aligned it, it will form an X cross. So I started off facing orange, and this is a really easy pattern to recognize, and it doesn't break this corner. So what you do is U prime, R prime, U, that sets up this, and they just go in together. And finally, align across, and that's the next cross. And then I noticed this corner is back here, and we have this edge oriented right here. So what I did is like this, and then pair up, U2, insert. Then I couldn't find any pieces here, so I rotated it, and I saw this pair, and that. Then it's left this pair with back insert like this. Then we had this all, which we can do like this, and a V perm, and which OH out it contains a X rotation like that, and we're finished. The solution has 55 move because it contains a 6 move X cross, and I executed at a TPS of 2.77, just a bit lower than my two-handed PB, so that's a bit embarrassing. Next, I got another crazy OH single about half a month later. The scramble is right here. So looking back, obviously I could have done yellow because there's a huge block here, And if I just do root, it would be so much easier, like this. That's first block. But I decided to do CFOP. What I did was face white here and put this at the bottom. And I did R to take these two pieces out, then F, then U to insert this relative to blue. Then I did a Z rotation, and these two can go in together like this, and a line across. So there's a free pair in the back, and I noticed it, and I did back insert. Then I noticed this pair coming in front of me, so I did this to solve it. I rotated it back, and I saw this pair, so solve it into the front. And lastly, this edge with corner and slot, so like this. Now I got this really easy O and UA perm. You know you're gonna get a PB when you get F, reverse XC, F prime, O, and a UA perm. The solution is 53 move, I think because of the free pair, and I executed at a TPS of 3.17. Then, literally on the very same day as my previous OH single, I got another OH single, probably because I've been practicing it all day. And the time is 14.01, and it has been my PB ever since. I got 14.06 about several weeks ago, but yeah. So the scramble is right here. Okay, so the scramble doesn't look very promising. These two are set up together, so I inserted this one. Then I let these two go in together like this, then align and insert. Then I saw this edge in the back, and so pair up and insert. So next we have this pair, just solved like this as a slip pair. Then we have this pair solved in the back, and then this pair in the front. Ta-da! Oh, skip. So then I just did the UB perm right-handed. I don't know why, but let's just do the left-handed alg. And that's it. The solution was 48. The solution was 48 moves, and the TPS is 3.43, which is pretty high. Literally next day, I got another 3x3 single. Yeah, PBs are packed. So the scramble is right here. So immediately this is very, very promising because we have two edge solved and huge block right here. So what I did was I did an XX cross, and that was probably the only XX cross I ever did in my entire life. So what I was planning on to do is, because this corner is solved, I'm planning on solving this edge. Then because this edge is solved, I'm planning on solving this corner. And how I'm not going to disturb this is by doing F2, moving this edge over here and insert. So I did R, then move this edge out of the F layer to prevent it from going down, because that's hard to trace. And then U, F2, D, R prime, that's the cross. And notice how we have this here. Then this is what I inspected. I saw this pseudo pair, and I did them like this. Notice that is the same pair as this one, but moved like this. So now we have a double X cross on our left, which is pretty good because then we can work on our right side. I saw this pair and I did it like that, and then this edge in the back, so like this. Then OL and a UA pair to finish off. That was 54 moves and nothing too special. I executed it at a TPS of 5.91, which really shocked me at the time, as you can see here. 3 days after, I got my first sub-9 single, and the scramble is right here. So you can probably see why I get the time I got. 3 edges solved together, and the cross is only D prime, R prime, like that. So easily I inspected first pair, which is going to be this pair, because they only move by R prime, and that's this pair. So D prime, R prime, and solve this. Next, I noticed this pair moved to the back, so solve them into the back. Then I noticed this corner at the back and this in slot, so pair up like this and insert. Next, to finish off EO, we insert the misoriented edge right here, and then do rotation, then solve this pair like this. Then we have the HO, and if you know CO, this pattern, the horizontal bar, 2 bar, and highlight facing this side, means that the CP will be solved. So we will have either U perm, H perm, and Z perm, or PL skip. So we do the standard out, and we're left with a UA perm. There's nothing special about this. The move is 65, a pretty average move count, but I executed it at a TPS of 7.34, which really shocked me. I didn't know I could get TPS that high. So yeah. Then at the end of May, I got my PB, and it's my PB right now because I couldn't seem to break it. And the scramble is right here. Alright, so this edge is solved relative to this by an F prime. And then these two can be set up by R prime. And then we align the cross to insert them and do a simultaneous move. And then align the cross again. And this is pretty easy to see, so we just do that. Then notice this corner came here and this edge is right here, so we do that. And easily we can notice this pair, so that too. And rotate to see this pair, so we just do that. And this is a soon, so easy. Ta-da! PL skip! So the move count is 43, and I executed it at TPS of 5.14, which is lower than the previous PB, but not that low comparing to my 28 move solution executed at TPS of 2.8. Then comes my 2x2 PB, and I'm really bad at 2x2, please don't yell at me. So the scramble is right here, and I got 1.67 from that. So immediately there's a very promising bar here. So as usual, we inspect each color. Green does not have too anything special. If you want to solve it, you can probably do RU to R prime, insert this, and then canceling to insert that. But there's something better on yellow, because you see, join, insert, literally 2 move. So one looking at was pretty easy. And guess what? We have this CO, which contains an R prime U. So basically that canceled out 4 moves out of the solution. I one-looked this scramble and just did the rest of the CO. So a sledge, then R, then move this to the front and U2 insert, and we're left with a U prime UF. The move is 10. The move is 10 TP. The move count is 10, and I executed a TPS of 5.99, which is pretty impressive, I say, given I was using that trash 2x2 I had, but this one is way better. Then, one day after my pyraminx arrived, I got my first sub 5 single, and the scramble is right here. So already we had a pretty promising block here, but instead I went for red V, and the reason you'll see in a moment. So I noticed these two edge, and with a U prime here, they can be solved relative to the center, like this. Noticing the red face is this one because the 3 red tip is all here. So, and this center is already in place, so we do the tip and insert these, this one first, and then this one, or else this one first and this one is gonna mess up this edge. So like this, and we're done with our V. Next, I find this back edge already solved, and because I use intuitive L4E and I don't know full L4E yet, so I just look at the front face and did a really easy front insert to solve it, and there's no AUF or whatever this is called, so we just do the tip.